Welcome back, Seahawks. I'm Trip Cameron, and I'm here with your 4th episode of The Current. Ever wonder who was behind those college tours you went on? Well, wonder no longer. Today we have Reilee Linner, our Campus Visit Coordinator. She graduated from UNCW just last year with a degree in Communication Studies and a minor in French. Today we're going to dive into her transition from student to staff and have put her campus knowledge to the test.
What's up, Seahawks? I'm Dorothy Anderson, a Communication Studies major and a tour guide. I'm accompanied by Reilee Linner, the UNCW Campus Visit Coordinator, also known as my boss. Today we'll be diving into her transition from student to staff. Thank you for being here, Reilee.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
So let's start from the beginning. Did you always want to go to UNCW?
Yes. Honestly, I just knew that UNCW was going to be my campus. Since I first stepped foot on campus, it was an amazing experience, my first tour. And I also had a family friend here who was a campus tour guide, and she really encouraged me to pursue UNCW as an option.
Cool. So what originally piqued your interest? Was there anything on campus that you're like, this is my school?
Yeah, honestly, the thing that stood out to me was the environment that UNCW had. Everybody seemed willing and able and ready to help me with whatever I needed, and that was a really comforting feeling, and it was a really safe feeling, especially as a high school student not knowing anything of what I wanted to do. So that was really wonderful.
Yeah, and I feel like now that, I mean, you were a student, I feel like that still stands today. Like
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. Everybody's just willing to help you, right? Even people, if they're tabling on chancellors, like if you're lost, you need to find a building, I'm sure they could direct you in the right area. So
right.
Yeah.
So did you always want to be a communications major?
Honestly, communication studies definitely was my saving grace through college. I came into college as a potential international business major with a double minor in French and Spanish. Now, Reilee was a little ambitious as a freshman, and I recognize that, but it was kind of one of those Cinderella moments. I was looking for the right fit, or the right slipper that fit, and COM gave that to me. So it was something that felt so natural so early on, and I'm sure you feel the same way too. It's just the community here. COM just gives good energy,
right?
You know?
Yeah, no, it does. It actually does. So if you were to describe your college experience as a communications major, what would you say? Like overall, did you think it prepared you to be a faculty eventually?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Honestly, the main thing that comes to mind when I think COM is flexibility. Flexibility and versatility. We are able to have access to so many different resources and so many other different departments throughout campus. Again, I was a tour guide from freshman all the way up to senior year, so that really gave me some room to play with some of the things that I was learning in my classes. So that was really wonderful to just kind of see that real world experience in something so specific to me. But that was kind of my main takeaway from COM, is just the overall flexibility of the department. I felt like I had a lot of room to play, whether I wanted to go into kind of more the IMC track or journalism, or for me personally, I really kind of leaned into organizational COM and organizational leadership. Right. So that was kind of my calling card there, but I had the opportunity to take advantage of so much in the world of COM.
I feel the same way, yeah. Is there a piece of advice that you received from a professor or mentor that stuck out to you, or anything that you are applying today?
That's a good question. I will say that Dr. Weber, hi Dr. Weber, Dr. Weber, he made a really big impact on me just through my organizational communication courses. He was also my honors thesis advisor when I was going through that process. He gave me a lot of really great little nuggets, really great advice, but his main kind of mentality was, you have the skills, you know what you're doing, you're just, sometimes it takes time to work through exactly where you need to go. Does that make sense? So it's like, I have all of it within me, and it's okay if it takes some time to figure out exactly how to pull that out of me. That was like the main takeaway I took from our time together. And then he also was able to give me a lot of experience with trying some of the things we're learning in class. That's actually how one of our main training things for tour guide training happened. It was an assignment for his class, and that's how tour scenarios began.
Oh, cool.
So he kind of helped me foster that into a real world training activity that I use all day, every day. I mean, you know, you went through training, but and that's one of the best parts of training. So that was, I don't know if that fully answered your question.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
No, great. Yeah, we love Dr. Weber. So when you graduated, did you already have this job on campus lined up, or did you know what you were going to do after you graduated?
That is a good question. Short answer, no. I started the application process in March. So it was definitely a long application process. Just with the university, it takes some time. It takes a couple months just to go through HR and all of those kind of things and check those boxes, as well as the interview process. So no, in May when I graduated, I still didn't know if I had the job or not. I knew that I was, still in the interview phase and application phase, but I got the call that was offering me the job on June 3rd. I was in a Harris Teeter.
Nice.
But yes, and that then I started working in July full time. But no, I did not have a plan. I kind of put all my eggs in this one basket, if I'm being completely honest with you. But I'm very happy to be here today, and it worked out.
Awesome.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so you were saying, you were like applying in March, and then you graduated. Was it hard transitioning, like from being a student to being fully graduated?
Yes.
Yeah?
Short answer, yes. Very hard. Something I'm still working through, because I do recognize I hold a different weight now, right? I am up at the professional staff member level. I can't walk around campus in my leggings and big sweatshirt going to class every day, right? I'm everything from changing the wardrobe to changing, trying not to change, but changing some relationships, right? And also being introduced to new ones. So I felt like this has been such a blessing, because I feel that all of like my college people, all of my friends, like all of my old coworkers, all of my, friends from classes, like they still treat me the same. If I'm walking around campus, like they'll still say hi to me and make it known that I still hold weight with them. But I'm also being pulled into other conversations with other professional staff members. So I'm really expanding my network. But yes, it was definitely difficult initially transitioning. However, I feel like I'm in a very good spot, and I'm very grateful to be in this spot.
So do you have a favorite part of your job right now? Something that you love to do?
Definitely tour guide training.
The training?
Yes, 110% the training. I miss being the one actually giving the tours and making the connection with people. Mm-hmm. But the tour guide training kind of gives me that branch still to the program. Right. And that is what's most important for me, is making a connection with our guests and visitors coming to campus. I mean, we've seen about 2,000 people, just over 2,000 people in the past 2 months. Yeah. So like it's a lot of people coming to campus, and that's a lot of opportunity to make an impact. And I feel like I'm helping if I can make that impact through you guys. Yeah. And through tour training. So tour training for sure. If I had to pick something else, I would say walking families through self-guided, just so I get that face-to-face interaction with people still.
Yeah, well, you're definitely making a difference. Yeah. Do you have like any most frequently asked questions by parents that like you wish was just tattooed on your forehead, the answer?
Well, one that I feel like a lot of our student body gets is, where is James Hall? And nobody knows the answer to that. So if anybody needs to know the answer to that, James Hall is right next to Trask. That one, I wish we had more kind of like representation, maybe some more maps around campus, because I feel like that is one that we get a lot about. And then I guess another question would be like, what's the student experience like? Which our tour guides, you guys do a great job of like communicating your own personal experiences, and I love that. I'm happy to communicate my experience. However, I am now a graduate, so it doesn't kind of hold as much weight. But yeah, definitely where is James Hall? And James Hall is next to Trask.
Right, and it's the Office of Admissions, so when
Yes.
people come here, that's where they go.
Yes, yes. And if you need to direct someone there, we have Seahawk Talon footprints on the ground from the visitor lot leading all the way to James Hall, toes pointing up.
There we go.
So if you need to direct someone,
Now
please
you know.
and thank you. Send them on
Now you
over to
know.
us.
So do you have a vision for yourself? Like, do you see yourself doing something different in the next 5 to 10 years, or where do you see yourself?
That is a good question, and it doesn't get easier after graduation, guys. I do have a somewhat short-term vision of I would like to stay with the university for 5 years. That's kind of my next mental headspace. I don't know if you know this or anything like around this subject, but if you're a full-time employee at the university, there is a program where you could get your master's from any UNC school completely covered by the university.
Cool.
So that's an incredible opportunity that I'm looking into. I'm kind of in the researching phase of like what program I'm looking into, because again, it's any UNC school.
Yeah.
So that's a really great opportunity. I would love to take advantage of that. It's just I'm in the early stages, so check back with me in a little bit.
Okay.
But potentially getting my master's, and from then we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Which is so exciting, actually, not having, you know, because you can do anything.
Yeah. It's overwhelming, but it's exciting.
Yes.
It's like I feel like I'm in that stage where I'm picking my major again.
Right.
You know? Right? Like there's so many awesome options, but I'm trying to figure out what would be the right path. So
Wow.
super exciting, fun feeling to feel again, but definitely a little crazy.
Yeah. Well, we know you'll find the right path.
Thanks.
Okay, last question. Who is your favorite employee?
Oh my gosh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you so much for coming in and talking with us, Reilee. Yeah. Up next is Wave Watch, where we learn about the history of tour guides and how to become a UNCW tour guide. Make sure to stick around and see our lovely guest put her knowledge to the UNCW campus on our test.
Hey, welcome to Wave Watch. I'm going to be talking to you about the history of tour guides and just how they work at UNCW. Tour guides go way back to the 17th century in Rome, where the very first tour guide led people through the iconic Vatican. Tour guides are known for being friendly, outgoing, and very knowledgeable. Over time, tour guides have become very common at universities, cities, historical sites, and so much more. UNCW offers year-round campus tours. If you want to experience the most amazing tour of a gorgeous university, please go to this link and browse the numerous dates that are available. Also, if you want to be a campus tour guide, there are plenty of opportunities to get connected. Check Handshake and the Involvement Carnival. Also, follow UNCW Admissions Instagram. They will soon be posting about how you can become a UNCW campus tour guide this summer. So let's pass it over to the one and only Campus Visit Coordinator to see just how well she knows this campus.
Hey Seahawks, and welcome back to Name That Brick. Today we'll be testing our very own Campus Visit Coordinator on buildings around campus. We're going to start with an up-close image of the building, and then she has to name that brick. So let's get to guessing. All right, so first building. What do you think this is?
Initial thoughts, I think I see a piece of workout equipment, so I'm going to go with the Student Rec Center.
Amazing! 1 point for Reilee. All right, what about this?
All right, this is very familiar to me. I recognize that fountain anywhere. This is definitely James Hall, Office of Admissions.
There we go. Point number 2. Killing it. All right. This one.
This one is also very familiar for me. This is the door that I would walk in every single day, going to my classes every day. So I know that this is Lutzy Hall.
There we go. Lutzy. All right.
Ooh. This is tricky. I see what you're doing to me. You're trying to trip me up. I see this tree in the way, but I know that this is absolutely Watson.
There we go.
Yes.
Pretty good. He knows. Let's see. All right, this one is also tricky.
This is also tricky because I see the breezeway, and this is not final answer, but my first thought when I saw breezeway was Fisher's. However, I know from that archway that this is Veterans.
There we go. Veterans. I knew you'd get it. Amazing. All right. What about this one?
Now this is Fisher, 100%.
Yeah,
Fisher
yep.
Student Center, because that fountain is right outside of Bernie, and that's the little breezeway we would walk into on our way back from tours.
There we go. You're so good. You knew it. All right, we got a couple more.
Okay.
Here we are.
Ooh, this is hard. So this is the inside of the Fisher University Union, right on like the opposite side of the Azalea Coast Room.
Okay. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Killing it. All right. I believe we have 2 more.
Oh goodness, this one is tough. But this window right here is making me believe that this is Randall Library.
Randall Library.
Yay!
She's amazing. All right, last one.
Last one. Oh goodness. So I'm seeing the top of the ramp over here, and just that doorway. I know for a fact this is Cameron Hall.
Cameron Hall. Folks, she did it. You saw it here first, folks. Reilee Linner knows her bricks. And with that, we bestow on you the golden brick. Let's have a final round of applause for our guest, Reilee. She knows her bricks.
This is going in my office,
There we
and
go.
I'm very happy to accept this award.
Amazing.
That's all we have for today. A big thank you to our guest Reilee Linner for coming out and speaking with us today. She's a great example of a successful Seahawk. And thank you for coming out to watch this week's episode of The Current. We'll see you next time. Bingo. Shebang.